Hey guys, it's Brittany from 4B Farms. I just want to get on here and make a really quick video. And I apologize again. I feel like I start every video off with this. Apologizing for not making as many videos, and it's just one thing after another, I feel like. And I'm still here. I'm still gardening. I'll show you a little bit winter garden, how it's going so far. And two, I wanted to show y'all and remind y'all about seed catalogs. So I have several, let me flip you around. I have a few that I have gotten on the mailing list. We got Baker's Creek Heirloom Seeds. We got Botanical Interest, Seed Saver Exchange. And then this one is Mountain Rose Herb Journal. These are all free. They have a wealth of knowledge in them. Obviously, they have all the seeds that they sell. They have all of the information about the seeds, where to plant them, how to plant them, what type of climate they really enjoy. I mean, they have tons of stuff. Some of them have recipes in here. They just have what attracts beneficial insects, gives you tips on planting diversity in your gardens, what works well beside each other. Let's see, some of them have vitamin nutritional information in it. They have different stories of different farmers. I mean, they just have a lot of really helpful information, not for just growers that have been growing for several years, but this is also wonderful for new gardeners like myself. I have learned so much from these free magazines, and I like to keep on hand just to have them physically in my home. And I just want to remind y'all how wonderful these are, because they're free and you just get so much from them, not just what you can buy from their store, but also the additional information. And so I wanted to remind y'all, go ahead and get your name on their list. I know Baker Creek does not start sending these out until December through March, I believe. So last year was my first time getting it, and I am so excited, and I look forward to getting these every year now. Because also it shows, so many different fruits and vegetables that I've never even heard of. And so it's also exciting to see what I can try this year in my garden. So that was one thing I really wanted to remind y'all of. You can just go to their websites and just put your information in, your email, and they'll send it to you for free. Okay, so now I'm outside, obviously. But I did want to show you my raised bed gardens, and I wanted to remind y'all, to some of my new viewers, I am in zone 7B in Arkansas. I do not like the cold. We don't get very cold here in Arkansas. I'm just not a cold person. So this new winter garden is the first time I've planted anything in raised beds. So I'll show you what kind of setup we have, but this is my first time. I'm still learning, and I'm not super thrilled and not very motivated, to be honest, having a winter garden, because it gets so cold out here, and I don't enjoy coming out here and making sure things are watered when it's so cold. So that's one of the main reasons why I haven't made any videos. I just don't have a lot of content right now because I do not enjoy being cold. But we are growing a few things in just these two raised beds, and I'll let you see how we're doing, how the plants are doing, and how we've been covering them during these few early morning frosts. So we do not have a greenhouse or anything like that. It was definitely on our to-do list this last summer. We just did not have the finances. Things came up and we weren't able to do it. So we have just kind of put this together. It's just plastic we have gotten from Lowe's, and we've gotten these clips. Now there are probably way easier to attach the plastic to your garden. But this is just what we did. It was actually really, one night I didn't know it was supposed to get too cold, and it did, and so we had to run to Lowe's really fast, and so we did this in like one night. As you can see, we have this pipe. It's just bendable plastic, and then we put these little clamps on the sides, both sides, that just keep it stable. Now on this one, we did 3. Honestly, we just kind of got lazy and we just did the one, and it's been working fine. And some broccoli growing. We do only have broccoli in this bed. Let's see. Well, we have one little kale also. But mostly broccoli. Well, pretty much all broccoli in this bed. And they're looking pretty good. The frost hasn't really affected them. Now, I do have, you can see down here, I do have several yellowing leaves. And I know that's a vitamin deficiency. I just haven't really looked into it just yet. So I really need to get on that. But I think overall my broccoli's doing really well, considering this is my 3rd time trying to grow it. And I did grow some store-bought ones last year that looked about the same. But the year before that, my starts weren't even big enough to transplant into the beds. So I feel like every year I'm learning more and more. Okay, I'm just gonna raise this one up. Give them some fresh air. Okay, so like I said, with these, we also just put those little clamps on there. And these 3. So these are Brussels sprouts, and they don't look great. And our kale is looking pretty good. I have been coming out here. I do just rip it off and just eat what we need. And then it just grows back. So it's been doing really well. I am actually pretty much the only one in our family that likes kale. So I didn't plant a whole lot of it. And then down here is our onions and garlics. So with this plastic and the arches, I mean, it was pretty cheap. I know it's at least under 50 bucks for all of it. We got a big roll of the plastic tubing. I forgot what it's called, but it's bendable, and it's been working so well. I mean, we've only had it up for maybe 2 weeks, but these last 2 weeks have been fine. But I just wanted to show our brassica garden for this winter. So far so good. Like I said, this is my first time actually growing it in the raised beds. So we'll see how long it lasts. I also did plant some carrots. Excuse me. Some carrots, and they are growing really nicely. Let's see. And we do have some extra salad greens down here that are growing. And then on this side, I did plant some radishes and beets. But come to find out, no one in my family likes radishes or beets. So they're just growing. I really need to find someone to give those to because they are just getting really big. So we don't have too much growing in our gardens. So to overwinter our other beds, we just put in, so you can see some of the grass growing, because that soil is not covered. If soil is not covered, it will cover itself and it will grow whatever it can get to grow. So I try to cover our soil just with we have some old corn stalks and some different things we had cut down from our flower beds, and we just cover them for the winter. And then since these are newer raised beds, the dirt has settled lower, so what we will probably be doing come springtime, we buy our super soil during well, last year we bought it in February, March, early spring, and so we will just buy loads of that, and we'll just actually dump it right on top of the layers that we put down to cover the soil, and it'll all decompose in there and kind of break down, and so it helps build nutrients in our soil. So that's what we've been doing. But like I said, it's really cold out here. I don't enjoy being outside when it gets cold, and so I haven't done a whole lot in the garden. I mean, that's still a dead tomato plant. So I didn't clean out all of the beds like I should have. I'm letting some of the food that we're growing kind of go bad because we found out we didn't like it. Our broccolis are doing great. Our Brussels sprouts not so much. Our kale is doing okay, and that's about all I have growing right now. Like I said, this is my first real winter garden. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm gonna keep trying. So I just wanted to share that with you, and then all of the seed magazines for free. I think that's a really great resource for anyone to have, not only just to look through seeds and, you know, find new things and taste new things to grow, and but they also have tons of recipes and different ideas, and they have nutritional information about those vegetables and fruits. They have different recipes, and so I just really think it's a great resource to have. So thanks for following along. Again, I'm sorry that we haven't made a video since several weeks, months, but I just want to say hey, and thanks for keeping up with us, and I hope you are growing well.